2 of my previous video, which was reflection and the line y equals mx plus b, reflection of a line and a line. So please watch that video first before moving on to this. So next thing we're gonna do is find the equation of line D. So line D is gonna be y naught so in this case y naught and x naught are 0 and 1. Okay, so when we plug all of these in, we will have y minus 0 equals our slope, as we see in the previous video, is minus 1. So it's gonna be minus 1 times x minus 2. So when we simplify this, we get y is equal to minus x plus 2. Okay, so we find this. So once we find the equation of this line, then we need to set it up so that we can find the point of this intersection right here. So let me label that real quick. So this is the point that we need to find. Okay, this is the point where the line of reflection intersects the line D. So we need to find that point. So to find that point, we need to set up a system of linear equations. So the next step is setting up a linear equation. So the line of reflection is y equals x plus 4, and then our new line is y equals minus x plus 2. So the next thing we need to do is solve for x. So these cancel out. I'm sorry, a big mistake. So in order to find this point, we need to intersect, we need to put in the system of linear equation y equals x plus 4, minus x plus our new equation, which is minus x plus 2, and then our original line. Okay, so we need to do that in order to find the point of intersection. So this cancels out this, followed by minus 2x plus 2, which equals 0, and x is going to equal 2, which equals to minus 1. And then when we plug in, we're gonna find y as 3. So these are the points right here. So it's gonna be minus 1, 3. So once we find that point, our next step will be to find the a prime. So as you know, a prime is gonna be this point right here. So this is D, this is line D, but this particular point is x prime, y prime. Okay, this is what we need to find in order to find the equation of our reflected line. So the next step is we're gonna set up this equation, and I'll tell you what it does. So we saw this in the last video, but it's gonna be this, and then for y it's gonna be the same thing, but just the variable changes. Okay, so we need to set up this particular equation. So what this particular equation does is that so when we add these two lines, this and this is the same as this whole line, right? So this point minus this point, this point plus this point over 2 is gonna help us find this particular point in the middle. So this plus this divided by 2 is gonna help us find this particular point. So after we arrange it, we rearrange we're gonna find that x prime is equal to x1. So what we basically did here is that we rearrange it so that we can find x prime. So we can do the same thing here, and then we can rearrange it. So x1, y1 is basically the point of intersection that I showed you. So that is -1 and 3. So we plug in everything here. x1 is equal to twice of -1 plus x naught, which is 0. So in this case, x prime is gonna be equal to 2. I mean -2. So it's gonna be 2. For this, we're gonna plug in twice of y1, which we got as 3 minus 2, which equals to 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4. Oh yeah, guys, this is -2, my bad. So this is gonna be our answer. So this point right here is gonna be -2, 4. So if you're confused why I keep messing this part up, it's just 2 times -1 is gonna be -2 plus 0, which equals to -2. So just don't forget that part. So we already found this part. So our next step is gonna be to identify the equation of the line, of the reflected line. So the next step we're gonna take is gonna be to find these slopes. So as you know, these three lines have two completely different slopes, even though they have some kind of relation. So m is gonna be change in y over change in x. Okay, this is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So in this case, we take C and A prime. So C is gonna be the coordinate number 2, and then A prime is gonna be coordinate number 1. So how we're gonna set it up is here, as you can see, 5 minus A prime. A prime's y coordinate is 4, so over C is gonna be 1 minus here -2, so plus 2, which will equal 1 over 1, which equals to 1. So once we find this equation, it's pretty simple to set everything up from now on. So we're just gonna do the classic line equation, which is x minus x naught, and fill everything in. So y is gonna be the same. Y naught is just gonna be a random line on the a random point on the line. So y naught will be taken as 4, which equals to m is 1, and then x is gonna stay the same, and x naught is gonna be -2 plus, which will be +2 here. So when we set up everything, y minus 4 is equal to x plus 2, and then when we set up everything, it's gonna be in the standard form. It's gonna be x plus guys, there was a miscalculation here. 1 plus 2 is going to be 3, so 1 over 3. So here's just going to be just one minor change, which won't change that much things. So to get rid of the fraction, we multiply all sides by 3. So 3y minus 12 is equal to x plus 6. So which will equal 3y minus x so minus 12 minus 6 is going to be minus 18, which equals to 0. And minus 14. Anyways, guys, the final equation will be x minus 3y plus 14 equals to 0 after we multiply this by -1. So yeah,